To kick off, here's Jude McAtomney. And off we go from SoFi. Starting from the 5. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run.
At their own 23-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. From the pistol, it's Herbert. This one's complete. DeAndre Lambert-Smith. And they're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. Moving quickly, trying to get set.
And the Chargers, first and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Has him on the quick hitter. Still has some space inside the 35. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 6-0 lead right away. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically. A lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Chooses to bring this one out. Jukes away from one. And this drive will start inside the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Rams ready for this one. Here's 1st and 10. They're going play action. Vacates quickly left side. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Nakua here, he's got it! And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
First down, Rams.
Here's the first carry for the rookie out of Notre Dame. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock Huard, who've got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Defender runs right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Rams going to punt on 4th down, and they're calling Ethan Evans to the field. And this will put an end to the drive after it's stalled out. We'll get it at the 9. He gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Emmanuel Forbes makes the play. And the Rams take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
So many of these NFL facilities we travel around and we see signage all over the place. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's about protecting it offensively, and it's about doing just that, taking it away defensively.
And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Wrapped up on that play by big Quinnen Williams.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Back-to-back carries here. He's going to be held up after gaining 2, so a little shy of that marker. Third down coming up.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on third and short.
Back to the well again. And they take him down right along the 30. Offense up to the line fast.
I'll pick up with 2 yards. And a Rams.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to go out of bounds before he's going to make anything of that effort, partner. Going to be a loss of, it looks like about 1 on first down.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Offense to the line for second down. They're going to try and throw it here. Finds his back, Kyren Williams. They're all over that screen, Brock. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
Across the 20, continuing to work. And he's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. Bringing the offense up to the line, first and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they bring him down pretty quickly at the 10. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Setting up to throw. And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now. But will it stand? We've got to see what this flag is all about. Okay, Brock, I think the official double and then triple check this with their coach. But yes, they are indeed choosing to decline the penalty and letting that touchdown stand.
Kate, if there is ever a moment that defies all explanation on the football field, that may be it.
Set to kick off.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Returning it from the 4. Escapes the defender. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
At their own 22-yard line.
L.A. bringing the offense to the line. Here's first and 10. Back to work after throwing the pick. Fits it through the middle. And he's out the clear. He goes the distance. Touchdown, L.A. The Chargers take the lead on the first play of the drive. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. First and 10. There's a dive up the middle. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
They give it to him again. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to be good for an L.A. first down.
First down, Rams.
He's going to throw it. That one falls incomplete, but our attention's still behind the line. He got cleaned after that throw and drew the instant flag. That's one quarter done in our showdown of LA teams. It's a 14-7 game. We're back to SoFi right after this. Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic first down.
Here we go.
Running it after the penalty. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
Trying to throw this from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Third and long for him here. Has it downfield, working the left. And he's going to get this down to the 9. That puts him in goal to go.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play 1st and goal situations too, because a run like that now, well, leaves that whole playbook wide open for you.
Caught just shy of the goal line. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. So roughing the passer gifts them a 1st and goal. Back now, pressure coming. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. But now all eyes going to turn to those officials. We got to see if this flag is going to take it away. Nicotomney to add the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Rams tie things up at 14. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Darius Davis to return it. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line.
On the return, the Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31.
Hey, check on move, check on move. Hey, Catholic, go. 180. 159. Chill. Hey.
First and 10, Herbert. That's caught by A.J. Brown. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Short pass brought in. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Offensive line, this is 2nd and 4. Herbert from the gun. Catch made left side by McConkey. And they will face a 3rd down here, Brock, but not by much. Good effort to challenge for it. He reaches the 43.
21. 12. Go. Hey, go Lion. Hey, Rape. Balin Tiger. Go.
Herbert throwing again. Going deep here for the end zone. And it's caught in the end zone for the LA touchdown. The Chargers take a 2nd quarter lead. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Chargers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Rams 14.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. Things going well so far. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
That is textbook RPO right there, Kate. Quarterback's decision-making comes quick off the snap. And that back, you know that he's already looking for those lanes before the ball's even in his belly. Before that defense can adjust to the run, he hits that second level.
Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time. Nothing for him on that play as we've hit the 2-minute warning.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10. Need something positive here. He's dropping back to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Along the right sideline, there's space. And he's making a house call. Pick 6 for Los Angeles. Thrown at the depth where linebackers coming to play in coverage, partner. And sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
If you say that, you know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
That one right down the middle. And the Chargers double their lead to 14. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone, so we got a touchback. This drive will start at the 35. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to manage a couple on that run. Clock continuing to run as the Rams hurry to the line. Looking to throw here. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down. Well, even with the pick on that last drive, partner, he is showing no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. I'll say this as well. In the NFL, you throw into coverage too many times, there can be more interceptions.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Terrence Ferguson, the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long. Ethan Evans on that a punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
Offense showing trips out right as they get set for this 1st and 10.
Home trips right. Set. 380.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Back to the air, Herbert finds McConkey. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
21. Crowd right. 59. Hey, Kappa. Go.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kobe Durant has it. And the Rams get the football as he makes his third interception of this season.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And this goes out of bounds as we've got a penalty flag in the backfield, Brock. This could be roughing the passer. Always a point of emphasis, right? Protecting the quarterbacks, and that play is going to draw the flag every time. Oh, an exceptionally painful penalty as it sets up 1st and 10 now inside the red zone. Straight ahead with Williams. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Now the Rams will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Takes the second down snap. Catch me the right side by Nacua. This one nearly moves the chains, but he stopped just shy of that marker. 6-yard pickup brings up 3rd down.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he will score. Touchdown, L.A. The Rams making a 1-score game before halftime. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
Jude McAtamney set to kick off.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
The first half controlled by the offenses, Brock. Let's see if the defenses can take over in the second half. We're underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Good field position for the Rams as they get ready. 1st and 10. Setting him on the dime. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. Fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Where one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. He's going to loft one deep to the left. This is caught inside the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play, and that gives them 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in, and he drives this forward to the 6. Offense to the line fast.
A 6-yard ball. A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
Back on 2nd and goal. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
They're headed up the middle, and he's in for the touchdown. The Rams cut into the lead coming out of halftime. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
That one splits the uprights, and the Rams tie us up 28-all.
Jude McAtamney set to kick off.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Returning it from the 4. Making some progress here. And they are just a hop and a skip away from midfield as he goes out of bounds up beyond the 45.
We've got ourselves a heck of a tie ball game, but maybe not for long after that return. Got one side clearly responding well to this pressure. Question is, some of those kicking team guys now running to play defense, how do they respond after giving up that big return late?
Throwing on first is Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
First and 10. Here's Herbert. Passes caught by Lambert Smith. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Chargers first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Opening carry for Devon Achane. And he cuts it back right. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers grab the lead on their first series of the half. Devon Achane with the touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers break that tie and now lead by 7.
35. Rams 28. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. His return starts at the 5. All right, some good work on that run back, Brock. He gets this to the 33.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Okay, ready?
LA offense all set. Here's first and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Working quickly here.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Another carry for him. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up third down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. Fourth down coming up.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They move the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that third down.
And he's going to get him further up their side of the field with a nice return there, partner. Up past the 35.
36-yard line.
So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for first and 10. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Escapes the pocket. On the run, deep down the left side. Big gain downfield. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. Give him 32 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
First and 10 at that 32-yard line.
Running with Achane here out of the gun. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, the 2-yard run on first down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So now it's going to be third and long. Here he goes, third and long. Hauled in left side. Picked up by the Rams. Not a ton after the recovery, so they're going to take possession deep in their own territory.
This is exactly what you want out of your defense. If they're not going to secure the ball on offense, and they're going to give you a shot at it, go punch that ball loose and get a body on it for the recovery.
And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. He'll look to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. He's been a frequent target throughout this game, Brock. We've seen that coverage tighten up a little bit more on him every time the ball's thrown his way.
Well, hasn't taken him off the board completely. He's still beating them for some catches, but that heightened focus defensively does lead to moments like that one where what would normally be a catch falls incomplete.
That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. A touchdown aside in that frame as we run out of time in the third quarter. It's Rams football. They trail late, but this game's still very much in reach. Down a score. They're going to go for this on 4th down. Desperation time here. Complete. It's Atwell. And that's a quick stop there before he can do anything with it. That tackle forces the turnover on downs. Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. A play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And like an empty wrapper, he just throws that one away.
Kate, I got to believe he hearkened back to that earlier pick and thought the better of making another. Getting outside the pocket, he was either going to try to run for it, had nowhere to go, so he simply threw it away.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21. At the shotgun, they'll give it to Achane. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Set. Go. AD. Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. Hey, go Lion, 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 Lion. Set.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. A.J. Brown, the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers double their lead to 14.
Chargers 42. Rams 28.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Corum now on the return. And he's out a little short of the 30.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
All right, starting in the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. There he goes, right sideline. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Rams now within 1 score in the 4th. Kyren Williams, the touchdown.
Kate, with these great running backs, you know that patience is so often carry to carry, one of their great traits, but also over the course of the game, just waiting for their opportunity to explode, go finish it as he just did.
That one right down the middle. And the Rams chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a 1-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Has this at the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. Has a hole left, room to run. I don't think they're going to catch him. Touchdown! He takes the kick all the way back for 6. And it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it. Wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
Fielded at the 7. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
Take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. First and 10. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. He puts some air under it deep down the left. And the downfield call is going to go unanswered. Defender saw to that. That incompletion means it's second down.
You know, it's one thing to tell a quarterback not to telegraph a pass. It's quite another to fundamentally do the right things. You got to use your eyes to move defenders in this league, especially on your primary target.
The give here on second. Only a yard from that time, so now third and 9. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Throw here, third down. Right side and in the hands of Allen. He makes the catch, but is hit before he can get that first down. They say he's maybe a yard short.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the fourth down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Yep, already got the stop and the turnover on down, so they're just going to decline that penalty. First down from the 42. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Hits his running back. This is going to take him into the red zone. He's down at the 16-yard line. A gain of 26 yards there. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
From the red zone now. That's caught. Devon Achane. And he's taken down as they very quickly get into first and goal.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
First and goal now as they try to pad this lead.
21. Home troops right. 59, 59. Set.
Herbert now, blitz coming. Has it in close. And that is a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers have likely locked up the win right there. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers stretch their lead to 21.
Chargers 56. Rams 35. Cameron Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Corum now on the return. And he made a push for the 30-yard line before going out just a bit shy.
At their own 28-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to Suggs. First and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. Oh, that one's nearly intercepted. The defense read that one perfectly. A poor choice to make that throw. Second down coming up.
It leads to
Well, this goes for every player in every sport, Brock. Fatigue in the fourth quarter. So that can mean dropped interceptions just as much as it can mean a dropped catch, too.
And believe it or not, Kate, quarterbacks, they can get fatigued too.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much physically as their buddies running around and hitting, but mentally. You just get tired there as a passer. You start to assume, and that's a dangerous place to play.
Offense in the hurry up here.
brings up third down.
To the air on third and long. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Rams hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on 4th down. Fourth down, pass coming. Buying some time left. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Hey, I get it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
Getting a pistol formation here first as they come to the line. They're going to pass it here. That is an LA touchdown. The Chargers keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. As he naps another touchdown, Brock, I got to ask you, the former QB, is this the point where all the other guys who haven't scored or only have 1 touchdown today are coming over you and saying, bro, why aren't you looking for me? Throw me the football.
They may be saying it, but it's a little more of a look, Kate. Like, really? I mean, can I eat too? Do I get an opportunity to sit at the table? But when you got the rapport these two have right now and the confidence and the timing, boy, you look him up every chance you get.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. He's got the squiver. And they finally bring him down after a huge run back into their territory.
What tremendous execution by the return team. They were in their meetings this week. That's all 11 men working as one. Nice job creating the lane. He's going to read his blocks, find the angle, and it winds up a sensational return.
All set to go now from the 35. They'll work against the blitz. That's complete. Nakua on the left side. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And the Rams have the first down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. So that penalty declines. They're happy enough stuffing that last play at the line for no gain. Second and 10. Here's a pass. Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. He's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
And this is another one too close to that defender, Brock. Knocked away again, and this time it forces 4th down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs.
Coaches challenge him to get the defense off the field with a stop. Rose to the challenge and delivered on that one, really overwhelming the line of scrimmage.
Here's a design run. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. They're drawing up for it. So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And I know it's different for every sport, Brock. So is this the point where we'd say this winning streak is official? Might have something to it. 3 wins in a row now after this latest triumph.
Well, you get to this point, and what happens is you get to that building the next day, and everybody feels good. Secretary feels good. Chef feels good. Kitchen feels good. Everybody's feeling good of stacking these kind of wins in a row.
So that puts a bow on